Hello and welcome to the Breakpoint Show, the only show in Mzansi that lets you in on what's happening in and outside the court in the world of tennis. It also shines a spotlight on South Africa's current and emerging tennis stars. The Davis Cup, often referred to as the World Cup of Tennis, is the premier international team event in men's tennis. It is organized by the International Tennis Federation, also known as the ITF, and is contested annually in a knockout format between teams from participating countries. 8 national tennis teams from across Africa converged at the Tuts Tennis University of Pretoria from August the 9th to the 12th, 2023. This was to compete for the promotion into the Davis Cup World Group 2 playoffs, which is scheduled for 2024.
Well, the Davis Cup dates back to 1900 and is the premier international men's team event, which sees over 140 countries battle it out to eventually be crowned the official, or should I say the so-called world champions of tennis. But in order to get there, we all know there's a huge ladder that needs to be climbed to get to the top tier, where 18 countries will battle it out for the ultimate prize. We're hoping that one day we'll see one of these nations in front of us battling it out with some of the best in the world.
To all the participants, I wish you the best of luck in your matches. May the courts witness your determination and skill, and may the spirit of healthy competition guide your every move.
I would like to welcome all the participants and officials from the different countries and urge you to explore our beautiful city. Tshwane is a beautiful city. South Africa is a beautiful country. So give yourselves time to explore our beautiful city so that you can create memories. We wish you all the best and indicate that by virtue of being here, you are all winners in your own right. Do enjoy yourselves.
You can see, let me reiterate the groups. Group A, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Algeria, Togo. Group B, Zimbabwe, Benin, Namibia, and Senegal. So that concludes the draw this morning. Best of luck to all 8 teams. May the top 3 teams go ahead and go forth. We'll see you in Group 2 next year. For the bottom 2, unfortunately, you'll be dropping down to the Group 4 next year. So it's going to be a great battle indeed.
SA captain Christopher van Rensburg explains to us what he looked for when selecting players to represent the nation.
When you look at your team, I like to look at like the last part of, let's say, 3-6 months, how they performed. There's a ranking system in tennis that you can go. Then the players who are playing at college would not have a ranking, so you look at how they do in the American college system. And my goal is always to pick the best team to wear the green and gold that I feel can win the tie. And that's why it's a little bit of a judgment call. Who are you going to play? You look at the surface, you look if it's at sea level. Is it altitude? Is it indoors? Are the balls going to be heavy? These are all the factors that play in when you pick a team.
17-year-old Leo Matheson finally got his national team call-up. It's always been Leo's dream to wear the green and gold and to represent his country.
The call-up was actually, it was amazing because like 2 days before that I told my dad that this is one thing that I really want to do in my tennis career, and the Monday Andre called my dad to asked if I'm available, and that just made me so happy because I literally told my dad a few days before that this is the one thing that I really want to do, because I missed out on it in under 16 last year where we could have made the Junior Davis Cup. So I told him this is really something that I want to do before ending not ending my career, but you know, something that will really make me very happy.
Davis Cup the first time in Luxembourg was, it was great. It was a great experience for me. Obviously I didn't play, but in that week I learned so much from Chris too. He's a great guy, he's a great coach. We instantly had a click in personalities, and I think with Chris and Alec on the team and Raven, I also learned lots from Raven and Chris. And yeah, it was a great experience for me. I learned so much in that week. I think now that I know how everything works, how Davis Cup works, since I went to Luxembourg, I think now I know what to expect. And yeah, I'm just more prepared, I would say.
I think from an organizer perspective, I think this week has been nothing short of exceptional. I think there are three things that stand out for me. I think one is just how well our visiting nations have accepted our hospitality. And I mean, you talk about facilities, and the University of Pretoria offers some of the best tennis facilities in the country. So what better venue? And I think the other thing that stands out for me is the level of tennis that has been played here at Tuks Tennis. I mean, as some of the top African tennis that we have seen. I mean, but the reality is there's a lot at stake because nations were trying to fight to get sports in the 2024 World Group 2 playoffs.
No, I think it's always a challenge, you know, because sometimes, like for us, we didn't have all our 18 players. One of them is having a fracture, the other one couldn't make it this particular tie. So it's always becomes a mindset kind of approach because other teams also have got good players, you know. Some of the players, you know, playing on the tour. And from there, what you have to also look at is you're playing every day, you know. So it's not like, okay, you got a day off, you got the whole week to prepare. So like from the get-go, it's a challenge. And like right now, all the matches are kind of live. It's not like a dead match, which is not important. So it's a challenge, but we're enjoying it.
It's our first time in Group 3. So, you know, we won last year the Group 4, and then we just come here to learn. And just knowing that in our team, for us, it's first experience of Group 3. Unfortunately, we have one player that is injured and one player that could not come. So we're playing with two players now.
This year it's impossible to go to the Group 2 because we lost the first match against South Africa, and we lost yesterday against Togo in the double, so we lost 2-1. So not this year, but we will try our best to stay first of all in the group of 3, and next year we will be we come back more stronger, and we will try our best to go to the Group 2.
This is a hugely important occasion in that it is the official awarding of national colours to our 2 new members of our Davis Cup team. So it's with great pleasure that I first of all hand over the national colours blazer to Leo Matthijssen, who played his first doubles match yesterday and acquitted himself fantastically. It's also with a huge amount of pleasure that I award Christian Wurst his national blazer, which I also had the great privilege of presenting to him at his Old Boys School yesterday.
The African Championship title contest between South Africa and Zimbabwe. The promising teenager Devin Bardenos defeated Takura Mwandagara 6-1, 6-2 in the first singles match. Following that, Philip Henning secured a victory by defeating Benedict Badza with a score of 6-4, 6-love in another singles match. In the doubles match, 17-year-old Leo Matthijssen partnered with fellow Davis Cup debutant Christian Wurst to achieve a 6-2, 6-2 victory over Badza and Mwandagara. South Africa emerged triumphant on home soil, sweeping to a 3-love victory over Zimbabwe in the final of the Davis Cup Africa Group 3 tournament.
And it was great to finish it like this, and like Leo said, you know, we're a team and everyone added some value to the team. But thank you very much for everyone coming here today. I mean, we can't thank you enough. We played 4 ties away, so coming home again. And I've got a young team here, and it was special to work with them. It was one of the fun and most enjoyable weeks I've had since I've taken this job. They keep me on my toes, man. I've got to be sharp with them, but it's so fun to work with them because they open to learn, you share with them, and I think the most important for them is to give them the green light, take chances, go and take the shot and learn from there. So I think we have a great relationship.
Great support also from the local crowd, but also great support from Tennis South Africa, making sure that we host a successful tournament like this. What would your message be to the fans and to Tennis South Africa and those watching around South Africa watching this broadcast?
I think it's great. We don't get a lot of opportunity here, but you know, we might be a coin toss away in a month or so to decide if we'll be back here in February. So we'll be so hoping to come back again. And then thanks for choosing this venue, Mr. President. This is really good. It was a little bit of altitude. I picked the team according to that, and it really paid off.
Congratulations to South Africa, Zimbabwe as well as Togo on their promotion to the World Group 2 playoffs. We're really looking forward to the 2024 Davis Cup campaign. It's time for a quick ad break. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. It's always exciting to catch up with a new breed of tennis players in the country. And that's exactly why we caught up with the young and talented Durban-born Leah Dube. The 12-year-old, who is already identified as a future star, is slowly but surely making a name for herself on the world stage.
I think what drew me into playing tennis was my old coach at St. Mary's. Her name was Judy Ambrose. I'm still in touch with her now, I still talk to her, and I think it really nurtured my love for tennis because all of the lessons were so fun, so interesting, and we were never bored. It was just fun environment. I really like high energy sports because I'm a very energetic person. I really like running around the court, sliding, doing all the cool shots. You know, that's my favorite part about it. I love sports in general, so I'm a runner and I play cricket and soccer.
I've never played tennis. I've always been rugby, athletics, soccer, and tennis was a very new sport to me. And it was as she got more and more involved and I went to watch her play, I realized that there was something there. You know, her mother and she was fortunate because she did play some tennis. So the penny dropped there that no, we need to support her.
Well, at first I was actually better than Leah at tennis, just due to age. And you know, I never really thought it was going to go anywhere because with my tennis, it also didn't really go anywhere. It was just kind of a fun hobby that I did. And then, you know, one thing just led to another, and all of a sudden she was at nationals, and I was like, oh my goodness, okay, this thing is for real. Like, this is so cool. So
another really big inspiration for me is my parents because of how because I come from a background where I have a lot of resources to help me, how they've come from very little and made it into everything, you know?
That's very critical. That's very, very important to the point that she's no longer attending regular school. She's doing online because that way we get more time and more flexibility to do the tennis training and to do the schoolwork.
Leah's coach has her on a stringent training schedule to ensure that her ranking does improve as she grows in the game of tennis.
My favorite tournament that I play every year is Junior Nationals because I love the fun environment and the venue's so big, the people make it so nice, and it's just a really fun tournament in general. And all of the memories I've made there. The most challenging tournament? Well, it's actually like, not just one, I think it's a bunch of tournaments. They happen all like 3 or 4 of them in a row. I think it's from ITP to the 2 growth points and then nationals. So it's like a whole month of non-stop playing, like 2 or 3 matches a day, plus warm-ups, cool down, and mental preparations for the next days. So it's really physically and mentally taxing. My highlight was playing for South Africa at the Junior African Cups, and I'm preparing for the finals in a few months' time as well.
Oh, it's been great. No, it's been actually pretty awesome. We have amazing sessions, lots of jokes, lots of playing around, but then when it's time to work, she gets it done. So yeah, it's been super fun. As a coach, she's a pleasure to work with, catches on to things super quickly. So we don't have to spend too much time just repeating. She gets it done and then we move on quite quickly, yeah.
He's a really great coach. He always makes sure that we are doing proper things in lesson, make sure you're not slacking at all, which I think is really important to keep your high intensity, because if your intensity drops, your game will always drop.
At the moment, we've been working quite hard on just an all-round gameplay so that she doesn't have any holes in her game that anyone can attack. Sure, when it comes to matches, we do find things that we want to go after, but as far as general training goes, we're just trying to cover all the holes that she might have in her game so that she's a complete player all around the court.
Leah shared with us who some of her favorite tennis players are and why she looks up to them.
So one of my favorite icons is Ash Barty because of how seamlessly she accomplished all of her tennis goals. You know, she just beat everyone, left, and did something other besides tennis and to pursue other dreams that she had. So as a tennis player, I said Ash Barty, but another inspiration of mine is Rafa Nadal. He really inspires me just because of his game style. I often want to try and mimic that game style. For the future, I want to win all of the slams. I want to, be up there by the top, by the greats. But currently, as I said, I'm working towards the African Junior National Cup.
I've always said that I'd love to eat strawberries and cream at Wimbledon with the Princess of Wales. So hopefully she goes there so I can sit there. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I know she's really excited about the upcoming tournament in Tunisia, so I'm really happy for her, and I'd love to see her do really well there, and I can't wait to see, where she goes from here.
I'd like to say to her, Leah, you're capable, and go for it. You've got what it takes, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do this. You can.
We wish this young lady a safe journey in the upcoming All-Africa Games, and we are very confident that she will definitely represent us well and fly the South African flag up high. Her coach believes that the young sensation is ready to take on the world and also add her name to the list of greats who came before her. Let's take a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Following the tremendous success of last year's event, leading independent education provider Curo Holdings, in partnership with Tennis South Africa, hosted 2 weeks of back-to-back top-flight junior tennis tournaments in Hillcrest, eThekwini. The tournaments are widely regarded as the gold standard competition in junior and professional tennis. Some of the world's top-ranked junior players in this age group descended in Durban to battle it out, making this the only junior event in Africa and one of the 6 premier junior tournaments in the world this year.
First of all, it's great to be back here at Curro Hillcrest. As you've just said, it's a great part of the country, and it's in a fantastic province because I'm from KZN as well. So absolutely delighted to be back here and really appreciative of Curro's hosting these 2 weeks, and in particular this J2 week as such, which as you know is basically one level below the Grand Slams. So you've got the top juniors from all around the world showcasing world-class junior tennis, and from Tennis South Africa's perspective, it's a really great opportunity for our juniors to see what the overseas standard is and what they need to aspire to. So in Tennis South Africa's perspective, it's a win-win for everybody.
We're very blessed to have this tournament in this venue here at Curro Hillcrest. Facilities are fantastic, and my thanks to Tennis South Africa as well as Curro Sport, as well as the ITF for allowing us to host it here. It's been a great pleasure and privilege. I think we have a responsibility to tennis in South Africa, and if Tennis South Africa and the ITF feel that this is a venue which is suitable for them, we certainly be willing to contribute and support.
Ladies and gentlemen, Emily Zart-Lunda has just claimed the Curo ITF J200 Junior Women's title.
It was a great match from both of us. First set, we were both a little tired, and then it's super windy, so it was super hard. We're struggling both on the serves, and then second set, she started playing a lot better. I had some chances, but I lost them, and then in the third set, I just decided to go for it, and yeah.
Well, as it stands, it is match point then for Tianyu Zhang. And it goes out wide, sealing the win for China's number 2 seed, Tianyu Zhang.
I think today I play is very well, and this is my first time to get the G200 champion, and I'm very happy today.
I think I really love this place at some point because from first round to semi-finals, the weather conditions were good. I was feeling happy on every day on the court, and yeah, it's a great place, good people, nobody's rude to you, everyone is nice to you. If you need help, they are always there for you. And I mean, perfect. It's just a nice tournament for me.
From the spectacular tennis action of Curo ITF J200 tournament, we move straight to week 2 of the Curo ITF J300, which is the highest junior tournament in South Africa.
No, it's a wonderful opportunity and a privilege. I mean, the partnership with the ITF, TSA, ourselves, and obviously the SABC, it's really wonderful for us. As I said, we want to be known as a company that makes a difference in the nation on a sporting level in development. I think we're such a proud nation when it comes to sport, and we need to celebrate it. We want to be part of it. We want to make a difference, yeah, obviously we want to give opportunity not just to our own learners, but to those that are not necessarily part of our group. Yeah, so holistic development is really, really important to us. Obviously we are in a sporting capacity, so we definitely have an ambition to strive for excellence. Definitely our new CEO, Mr. Loubser, that's one of his pillars. And yeah, we want to bring the communities together to develop the youngsters. And yeah, Curo definitely wants to be a giant of sport in South Africa. So yeah, watch the space. There are big things coming.
Oh, and absolutely, you know, and it's tournaments like this that inspire players to participate in tennis. They see the standard, and yeah, they get involved and they start playing. And I think with the support of parents, federations, sponsors, it starts to happen, and that's really what Africa and what's happening in South Africa. That's what's needed, you know. We don't have the muscle that the European and the North American countries have. You know, tennis is an elite sport, and it requires a significant level of personal commitment, not only from the player, but in fact their parents as well. And it becomes a bit of a culture thing. So yeah, to see these kind of seeds taking root in Africa is incredibly inspiring and fulfilling for somebody like myself who's given a lifetime to tennis.
And this is the road to the final. Jared, take us through this. Mika Buchnik, as you mentioned before, 2 titanic battles to make a way into the final.
To get that result.
And that's it. What a way to win the set. Brilliant play from Nayum, taking the second set 6-2, leveling this match, this women's final of the ITF Curo J300 Durban tournament at 1 set all.
I'm really happy, I'm really proud of myself. Like, honestly, I gave 100% in the second and third set, because in the first set I was really down. I was like, I couldn't I don't know if I will win or if I will lose, but after like I risked all my life, I raised up my level, and yeah, I'm really happy.
This is the road to the final then for both of our players. Gord Trachtenberg managing to get the better of Burtsev in the quarterfinals, and then beating Dongyong Wang. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your champion of the ITF Curo J300 Durban tournament is none other than Igor Leshitsev of Russia, the 16-year-old.
So before the match, I know he just plays surf and volley, and I was ready to do it and just try to return good and continue the point, and I think it was really good. I can do it. I think in last year I really bettered my serve and forehand. Now I think I need to improve my volley and drop shots. Yes, I'm of course happy. It's my second ITF title in singles and second ITF title in doubles. Just 2 weeks with my friends, good atmosphere, I think. Yes, it was really 2 good weeks.
and yes, absolutely shot the lights out down here for 2 weeks. Really keeps Tennis South Africa and tennis in South Africa on the map, and in particular also on the world map. So really excited, and as I say, shot the lights out. Fantastic. Well done, Kara. Well done, the TSA team.
Congratulations to all the young athletes who participated in the competition. What an unforgettable 2 weeks of exciting international junior tennis that we experienced out in Durban. Can't wait to see you next year. Well, folks, that brings us to an end of what has been another exciting edition of the Breakpoint Show. Do join us on all our social media platforms and tell us about your personal tennis experience. And also, stay updated with the action of your favorite SA tennis stars on and off the court. Make sure that you share your photos or videos of your tennis program using hashtag Breakpoint Show and tag us on all social media platforms. On Twitter, it is @TennisSA. On Facebook, we're Tennis South Africa. And on Instagram, it is @tennis_SA. Until next month, it's bye for now.